Hey guys, it's Taylor back with Life with Taylor, and today we are going to be reading Reddit. So let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to be reading Am I Overreacting? We haven't done these in a minute. So let's get into it. Am I overreacting? My ex-wife and her new husband legally made their last name my full fucking name. I don't think you're overreacting, because if I put myself in this person's shoes, I'd be like, oh, what? My name? Okay, let's get into it. You cannot make this shit up. I was married once. My ex-wife blew it all to hell by cheating on me with one of my closest fucking friends. That betrayal crushed me, but whatever, I rebuilt. She kept my last name after the divorce. Weird, but I let it go. Fast forward, she marries the guy she cheated with. Fine, closure, good for them. But here's where it goes off the rails. Her new husband's last name is the same as my first name. So when they hyphenated, their big, shiny new married surname is now my entire fucking legal name. Okay, we've got an example. Imagine you're David Carter. The guy she cheats on you with is named John David. They marry, hyphenate, and proudly announce themselves as Mr. and Mrs. David Carter. Oh, which is literally your name. They're on Facebook smiling and posting, "Here's to the new official Mr. and Mrs. David Carter." Meanwhile, I'm staring at my phone thinking, holy fuck. My wife and her affair partner just legally rebranded themselves as me. And no, my name isn't common. People are going to see it and assume it's me. So tell me, am I losing my mind here, or is this just completely fucked up as it feels? Edit, I'm not on their social media. A mutual acquaintance sent me a screenshot with the adjoining text. WTF is wrong with them. If anybody would like proof, please wager $20 or more and I will gladly supply you proof and my Venmo. What? Okay. So here's the thing. Before reading the comments, I'm a little iffy. Is it a coincidence? So let's look at the example again. This is kind of confusing me. Imagine your name is David Carter. Okay, so my name is David Carter. The guy she cheats on you with is named John David. They married, hyphenate, and proudly announce themselves as Mr. and Mrs. David Carter. So she keeps the last name Carter, Mrs. Carter. His new name is David. They proudly announce themselves as Mr. and Mrs. David Carter. Okay, so that's a little weird now that I think about it. I feel like it's a coincidence, but I feel like it's also not. I feel like they may have purposely done that. I don't know. I think I need to go to the comments because I'm not sure what to make of this. Somebody commented, "It's a win on your side. You'll be a consistent reminder, a consistent presence weighing on their marriage." Ooh. Every time she'll sign something, she'll think of you. Every time someone will call her by her full name, Mrs. John David, she'll think of you whether she wants it or not. Right now it's fine. They're in the honeymoon phase, but eventually they'll both feel it. After every fight, every disagreement, especially if or when one of them cheats. Meanwhile, you have an objectively funny story to tell. Sorry, OP, and get to move on with your life. If they don't, for them, moving on will be impossible. I didn't think about that. Like, you'll move on. They'll be stuck with your damn name, your full name as their last name. Somebody says they don't believe this. Somebody says this is fake. Okay. Somebody said, not the arsehole, which I don't think this is an arsehole thing. But what are you going to do? By the way, the man your wife cheated on with was not one of your best friends. He was a POS pretending to be one of your best friends. In hindsight, I suppose the only thing you could do with that might be fun is to lean into it. You could congratulate them on Facebook, thank them for honoring you in such a profound way by taking your full name, then drop the hint that the ex was pushing for this name because it reminded her of the way you absolutely what? But only an asshole would do something like that. Choose your road wisely. Whoa, wow. Somebody else said, not overreacting, but just send her a message like, it was sweet of you to want to keep me close to you by hyphenating your names. It's like we're still together. They probably did it to bother you, but spin that shit back on them and let them slowly get bothered by it. Don't shut up about it either. When someone mentions it, talk about how it's concerning she still thinks of you two after all this time and that you have thought she moved on and how it's strange she wanted to hold on to you like that. Let the petty games begin. Yeah, I think There's a way you could twist it. But also, I don't think you're overreacting. I think that's a very strange thing to do. Let's move on. Am I overreacting for cutting off my mom after she cheated on me with my dad? Whoa. Am I overreacting for cutting off my mom after she cheated on my dad with my coach? Let's get into it. I, 19 female, grew up playing for a local sports club my family was really involved in. Around 15, one of the older coaches, let's call him Mark, started giving me extra credit training sessions. At first I thought he was just being supportive, but later I realized he was spending more time talking to my mom than coaching me. Okay, that's like not, like you don't just give extra credit. Okay. Rumors started around town that my mom and Mark were together. My dad, 55 male, suspected it too, but whenever he confronted her, she turned it around and blamed him. Eventually, she admitted she was seeing Mark, and a few months later, she moved in with him after splitting from my dad. Since then, I've chosen not to speak with her. My older sister, 22 female, still keeps in touch and says I'm being dramatic. My grandparents think I should just forgive and move on. They even told me if I refuse to talk to my mom, I'm not welcome around them either. I feel betrayed, not just because of the affair, but because my mom lied to me constantly, dragged me into her drama, and destroyed my dad emotionally. I'm not ready to have a relationship with her, but now I feel like the bad guy for cutting her off. Am I overreacting for refusing to speak to my mom? I don't think you're overreacting. I think you know yourself best. And I understand where you're coming from, where you were like dragged into all of this. You don't want a part in that situation. But let's see what the comments say. Oh, there are no comments. So, oh wait, no, there we are. There we are. Not overreacting. Sounds like your mom is lying to your grandparents and sister about how the affair came to be. Considering how okay they were with the fact, I'm sure she said your dad mistreated her or cheated first. Something along those lines. OP replied, I've also thought about that because she's very used to lying. I'm sure she did. That makes sense. I wonder if not everybody knows the entire full story, like the sister, the grandparents, and she's just a liar. Yeah, I think you're doing the right thing distancing yourself from that whole mess. Next. Am I overreacting that my boyfriend slept with a guy? I, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 25 male, have been together for almost 6 months now, but it's kind of complicated. Okay. We actually dated when we were younger, broke up, but stayed in contact. Always this almost but not quite relationship vibe. Fast forward to now, and bam, we're officially dating again. Then the bomb dropped. I found out, not from him, mind you, but the guy himself, that my boyfriend got drunk a month ago and hooked up with him. Cue my entire world tilting on its axis. It's not even the cheating part that's messing with me, though that most definitely stings. It's the fact that he never told me and that he's apparently not as straight as he led me to believe. I confronted him and he admitted he enjoyed it and even had feelings for the guy at the time. Though he claims those feelings are gone, I suggested maybe he needs to explore his sexuality and offer a break so he could figure things out. I've even offered an open relationship, but he's adamant he wants me, that he's terrified of losing me, and that he doesn't want an open relationship because he just wants me. He's cut off all contact with the guy and is trying really hard to make it up to me, but honestly, I don't know if I can trust him. He lied about being straight, made me believe everything was okay, although when I did confront him, he has been honest and has been honest about all the questions I have asked him. He swears it won't happen again, that he wants a future with me, but I'm just so confused. Should I stay and try to work through this, or is it time to walk away? This whole situation is eating me alive, and I could really use some outside perspective. What would you do? I want to be supportive, but I also want my relationship back before I found out he cheated. Okay. I would say walk away. Okay, take a break, or, it depends. Do you want to completely break up, or do you want to just take another break? Because I feel like he does need his own time to figure things out. And also cheating and lying, cheating and not telling the other significant partner is not right. And she probably would have never known if the guy hadn't reached out to her. So I would say take a break, definitely. No matter what he says, like he's gonna make it up to you, it's never gonna happen again. It's happened once, there's a possibility it could happen again. Let's look at the comments. Oh girl, oh my god, there's this whole story. Okay, we're gonna read this comment story because this is nuts. Here is the comment. Hey OP, when I was 25 and my then boyfriend was 26, this was over 20 years ago, something very similar happened to me. Let me tell you my tale as a warning so that you break up now and save your heartache, instead of what I did. Okay. We'd been together for about 6 months. His mom was coming to take us out for dinner, and he had been really lazy and panicked close to the time we were meant to meet her. As he got in the shower, he handed me a cell, Nokia lol, and begged me to text his mom back if she called or texted that we were 5 minutes away. A text came through. It was not his mom. It said something like, "Hey there, username. This is Nikki from dating site. When are you free to meet up?" My stomach dropped and I nearly fainted. I was shaking. My BF got out of the shower and asked, Did mom get in touch, baby? Then he stopped cold when he saw my face. I showed him the text and shouted, "Who the fuck is Nikki?" He sunk to sit on the stairs, his head in his hands. He couldn't look me in the eye and didn't want. And what is happening with my reading skills today? He couldn't look me in the eye and didn't answer. I grabbed my things and went to a mutual friend's to stay. I went into detective mode and looked at my BF's profile on the dating site. He was wearing women's lingerie and clearly advertising himself as a Bolton. Nikki was a man. Oh. I went back to my BF's to see him the next day. He looked haggard and like he'd been crying. I told him I knew Nikki was a man and asked why he didn't tell me he was bi, and when I told him I was. He just kept saying, "I don't know," to all my questions. I was a naive moron. I told him I didn't mind if he also wanted to hook up with men and be with me as long as he used protection and got tested. I had the same deal with women, but neither of us hooked up in any way with someone of the opposite gender, and he never lied again and would always give me a heads up so I can arrange my own plans if he went with a guy, and he agreed to spicy things with me sometimes too. Those were the rules. They should have been my boundaries, but again, I was naive and an idiot. He was so happy. He enthusiastically agreed and said things like he didn't deserve me, red flag. Also, he was spot on, and how in love he was with me, yada yada. I think he went out once under those rules and I ended up at home crying. I should have known at this stage it wasn't gonna work for me. Sigh. Almost a later. Something felt off, and I should have asked him if he was back on the dating site. Whoa, I skipped. He admitted he was, and this time got snippy that I was upset he hadn't told me because we agreed to the terms. He literally said to me, "But it wasn't as thrilling when you knew and gave permission. Part of the kink is breaking the rules." When has a cheater ever been honest? So honest. Wait, what? Okay. You know what I did then? I fucking married him 2 months later. We were together all up about 7 years. He kept breaking our terms, so eventually so did I. I hated myself and felt gross. Revenge cheating is empty AF. I finally ended things after we had been long distance for months for his work experience. And when we reunited and he wouldn't touch me, I brought special smuxly lingerie and was the fittest I had ever been in my life. I looked drop dead gorgeous. Yes, we love a self-confident queen. After almost 2 weeks, we were at a festival and I got really drunk. I tried to seduce him and he spat, "You're disgusting and you look ridiculous. It's embarrassing." Oh my God. Oh my God. The signs. Oh my God. 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 Then I found photos of him wearing lingerie I bought, especially to wear for him on that fucking dating site. He even had on my stilettos, and he sent those photos to this Filipino trans woman he'd obviously hooked up with. He was mystified why I ended things, despite me laying it all out clearly for him. Now, nearly 15 years later, I hear he's living overseas and he's E&M/poly. I don't know what E&M means. Good for him. It took me years of therapy and another devastating LTR to heal and learn my boundaries. Please, please break up with your BF. Do what I should have done 6 months into that awful relationship. Heck, you may be able to have him as a friend at some stage if you get out now. P.S. I've been in the healthiest relationship of my life. Of my life the past 2 years. I wish I had respected my own boundaries and put myself and my well-being first years ago. And then OP responded, "Thank you for sharing your story. It has definitely opened my eyes and showed me that a lot of what you and your past person was doing is what me and him have been kind of talking about. But today I want to talk to him and he brought up wanting to get married, which shocked me. I think he just wants to because he doesn't want to lose me, but I don't think I can put up myself through that. I'm also so sorry that this happened to you, and I'm happy you are in a happy relationship. If you don't mind me asking, how long did you take a break from dating? And then they just go back and forth commenting. Yeah, definitely do not marry him, because if it's anything like that comment, story, novella we just read, that is crazy. The red flags, you may not see him at the beginning, but they're there. So definitely do not marry him. Take a break. Reassess. You may become friends and then maybe you'll date later on. Reassess. Okay. Am I overreacting? For leaving my boyfriend's house at 4:30 after seeing what was on his phone. 4:30 is a very specific time. Hold on. Let's get into it. Last night, I, 21 female, was trying to sleep because I have a big week ahead of me. My boyfriend, 22 male, and I got home late from seeing his family and he drove. He doesn't like to take me home from his house very often, and I don't like to walk in the dark. We also were supposed to spend time together this weekend, but things didn't pan out. He stayed up until 4:20 playing video games while I slept, which is okay because I know he wanted to chit-chat with his friends. I kept waking up every 10 minutes last night in almost a panic. When he laid down, I woke up in one of my panics and saw his phone screen. Thirst traps on TikTok. Months prior, I found hundreds of likes videos of girls twerking, girls at the gym showing their glute routines, etc., etc. I told him I do not tolerate lust within the boundaries of our relationship, and I hate lying. I forgave his stupid excuse at the time, which was, I don't know, I didn't notice I was doing that. I don't understand why you're so mad, but I won't do it again. So I trusted him for months, and that he wasn't acting like a creep. Then I asked him if I could see his phone for a second, and the first 3 videos on the liked page were TikTok were twerking videos. I calmly collected my items and took his car keys and said I'm going home. When I arrived at my house, all the parking was taken, so I had to wake him up and ask him to take me home so that his car wouldn't get a ticket. You monitor my... Oh, who cares if his car is gonna get a ticket, Nikki? He started becoming very angry and upset and said, you monitor my social media. It's my phone. You're so incredibly crazy and your behavior is ridiculous and outlandish for waking me up at this hour, 5 o'clock. And I said something that I shouldn't have. Any other girl would have left you the first time you made them feel like that. And then he said, well, I guess let's break up then. And we haven't spoken since. I don't know what to do or think because I might be crazy for monitoring his social media by looking at the video he's watching next to me in bed and then going through his liked page on TikTok. But also, I don't understand why he would do that or why he can't see how liking videos like that hurts. I don't know. Am I overreacting? Technically, he's not cheating, but he's lying. I feel like it's a little bit dishonest, a little bit not right to be looking at girls on TikTok doing workout routines or twerking videos. I don't think you're overreacting, and especially since you told him, you were like, the first time, you were like, hey, no, yeah, you are not overreacting. The first comment says, oh, this was a minute ago. Not overreacting. I have an ex-partner do exactly what you described, liking every thirst trap, and said, I don't know why I did it, sorry, when caught. Difference was he stopped when I confronted him. You've done the same thing, and there isn't any reason for you to doubt yourself. Being in a loving relationship can look like different things. It will certainly not look like someone breaking your boundaries, which is what he did. People enjoy subjective degrees of exclusivity or polyamory in their relationships, but this strays beyond that into emotional cheating. You made yourself clear, he agreed to it, then broke your rules again, then he has the nerve to confront you and say you are policing him. You did the right thing, OP. He clearly did not assign the right value to your affection, and it will likely hurt him down the line. Yeah, you're not overreacting. I think what you did was perfect. You realize he wasn't listening for the second time. First time, okay. I'll let you off the hook if it happens again. There's going to be consequences, and his actions had consequences. You broke up. You're definitely not overreacting. Okay, am I overreacting for telling my boyfriend he can't veto my food choices? No. That's why I picked this one, because this is crazy to think that this is an actual thing. So let's get into it. I, 29 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 31 male, for almost 2 years. We live together. Recently, he's gotten very opinionated about what I eat. If I want pasta, he'll say that's too many carbs, you'll regret it. If I grab ice cream, he'll make a face or comment on calories. Yesterday, I ordered a burger while we were out. He immediately said, seriously? You don't need that. Just get a salad. I snapped at him and told him he's not my dad. He doesn't get to veto power over my meals, and I'll eat whatever I want without his commentary. He got really defensive and accused me of being hostile and disrespectful when he's just looking out for my health. Now he's sulking and says I embarrassed him in public. I feel bad for snapping, but I'm tired of feeling policed. Am I the arsehole for standing up for myself about my food choices? No. Absolutely not. I don't think you should be told what to eat unless it's like a nutritionist or like, you know, workout person who's like, okay, you should probably eat this amount of carbs, this amount of blah blah blah. But like, even still, first of all, we need carbs. Okay, those turn into glucose, which keeps us alive. During cellular respiration, it transforms the glucose into energy. Okay, so it doesn't matter the carbs. Okay, why do we need to count everything? Why can't we just eat? Why can't we just eat? You are not overreacting. That's so incredibly crazy that people actually do this, and you need to leave him. Somebody said, oh no, not overreacting, but dump his sorry backside and let him boss someone else around. Let me tell you 2 stories, both true. A female relative had a partner who started like this. Just a little dig about calories here and there, even though she was super skinny, undiagnosed celiac? I've never heard of that. Then it was threats to leave her if she gained weight and she would never find anyone else, not with how disgusting she was. Then it was what she was wearing, or if someone looked at her, or she looked at them. Thankfully, she dumped the cheat, who did exactly the same thing to his next 2 girlfriends, the second of whom was unfortunate enough to get pregnant by him and is now with someone who thinks she is sexy just the way she is. My husband met me when I was a chunk. I lost weight because I wanted to, and he supported me. I gained weight because I'm disabled and like food way too much. I mean, what can I say? Food is delicious. And he still supports me. He loves that I have a good appetite, especially when we were first dating. He was being all chivalrous and paying until I convinced him that he didn't have to. Because a previous girlfriend was a recovering anorexic who barely ate what he paid for and hid food under napkins. All of that is a very long way of saying that you deserve to find someone like an amazing husband, not my relation's ex. You deserve to be loved for who you are and not called disrespectful for refusing to be told what you're allowed to eat. Respect yourself and get rid of him. That is what I'm trying to say. You do not. You should not be told what to do. Like, with yourself. With you. Okay? It's you. You know yourself better than anybody else. So you are absolutely not overreacting, and you need to dump his ass. Last one. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to pay for a slice of birthday cake? Or am I overreacting? Sorry, I don't know why I said am I the arsehole. No, because I'm so confused. Why would you need to pay for a slice of birthday cake? But let's get into it. My female 22 best friend, female 22, recently had her birthday, and this weekend she decided to bake a cake. She asked for my help, and I happily agreed. I drove her to the store to buy ingredients using my car and helped her bake the cake, which took us roughly an hour and a half. But then she said if I wanted a slice of cake, I'd have to pay for the ingredients. She wanted to divide the cake, full price of ingredients, between everyone who's eating cake. Okay, at least she's doing it to everybody and not just you. She is not a friend, it sounds like. It sounds like she's trying to make money. Like, if she just wants money for her birthday, why didn't she just ask for like a gift card or something? What? The OP used her gas, her money, and her time to make this damn cake. And she has to pay for it just because the birthday girl bought the ingredients? This is going to piss me off. I don't want to pay that much money for a cake. In fact, I think it's unreasonable that I have to pay for a birthday cake. When I drove her to the store and gave up my afternoon to help bake. I understand if my friend is in financial trouble, but she comes from a wealthy family. Her mother is literally a millionaire. My friend, a trust fund baby. She has more money in her savings than I've made her the last year worth. That's even worse. She has enough money. Why is she trying to take other people's... If I was in this situation and I showed up to a birthday party and they were like, you gotta pay for a slice of cake. No. I'd do one of two things. Take a slice of cake and not pay for it, or walk out. Or, here's this, take a slice of cake and walk out, never talk to them again. That's what I do. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. This isn't the first time it's happened. Whenever I sleep over at her house, she charges me for dinner. She makes me pay for the electricity I use. I would never make someone pay for a slice of birthday cake. I couldn't even imagine doing it. Am I overreacting? Am I being unreasonable? Absolutely not. I have some strong opinions about people who do that. Why? Like, literally why? Her mom's a millionaire. She is what did she say? A trust fund baby. She's got more money in her savings account than OP made in the last year. Why does she need more money? Is it a controlling thing? Is it like, hey, I'm gonna take something from you kind of thing? You are absolutely not overreacting. What the hell? Your friend is nuts? Also, how much could you possibly owe her? Cake ingredients are cheap. What did you owe her? $165? So here's the thing. Here is the thing that I was thinking about, because I was like, I wonder if it was just like a box cake and some water, because like that'd be like, how much is a box cake? I don't know. How much is a box cake? At Walmart, $167. $167. If they made it from complete scratch, which like props on you, because I can't make chocolate chip cookies without messing them up. I feel like the most those ingredients would be, if you bought everything, 20, 30 bucks max, which means like $10 a slice. A third of a cake is $10 that she would charge. That's absolutely insane. Okay, somebody else commented, first of all, stop judging if she needs money or not. That is not the issue here. Your friend is being outrageous to expect anyone to pay for a slice of birthday cake that you helped make. You know she is a money-grubbing person. Why are you surprised she did this? No one should be charging you to eat at their home. This is just nuts. What do you get out of this friendship? Because it seems to me she's charging you to be her friend. Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She does not sound like a friend. If I'm gonna be honest, she does not sound like a friend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below your takes on these stories. While you're down there commenting, click all the buttons. You know what to do. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world viewing this, and peace.